My dear brothers and sisters, thanks for listening in. Propel yourself to experience Brahman is the title chosen with the hope that it will be apt for the message conveyed in this presentation. I took liberty in organizing this content, capturing the clips from my master's spiritual discourses with inclusions and exclusions to orient the listener towards understanding and experiencing Brahman. I'm starting this journey with my humble prostrations and full reverence to my Master who guides me in every moment of my life. The knowledge on the ultimate is highly simplified in this presentation. Before birth, we made it a goal to acquire this knowledge. Many, after they leave the human body, cry for missing this knowledge. So please don't miss out. Give me your mind and time. Let's join together and travel in the spiritual learning. Thanks again. What is our goal? We'll start off by answering this basic question. Today, in the modern world, we are captivated by computers, cell phones, TVs, Facebook, Twitter, email, texting, and several more entertainments. We have arms and ammunitions to destroy the humankind. We are exploiting natural resources as if no tomorrow exists. We are constantly chasing something in life as if it is going to give us peace. Our goal is to save this earth and give a better world for our next generation by reasoning out the purpose of life. So, our goal is to create oneness in the minds of people, adopt a philosophy of one world and one God, to inculcate character of good to overcome evil, joy to overcome sorrow, kindness to overcome cruelty, wisdom to overcome ignorance, to liberate human from spiritual ignorance, to demonstrate mind superior than body, soul superior than mind, to break from the rebirth cycle, and finally to understand the ultimate goal of experiencing Brahman. Our topic is about Brahman, so we should understand what is Brahman. Brahman can be understood only by traits or properties as our humans can comprehend. It cannot be seen through the physical eye or heard from the physical ear or by smell or taste or by touch sensation. It can be only felt or realized. The concept can be understood in this presentation as we get deeper. Brahman for our understanding can be looked at in two ways, from macro level and micro level. For now, let us look at Brahman in macro level. Before time, super consciousness or universal consciousness existed. We call it Brahman. It mixed with matter to create five elements with different levels of energy and properties. They can be classified as space, air, fire, water, earth. Such particles with intermixed state commence this creation. That is how the universe is formed and exists today. Science is theorizing this with Big Bang. We are talking about time before Big Bang. Brahman has varied names across different religions, languages, regions in this world. Few to name are Brahman, cosmic soul, universal consciousness, super consciousness, Christ consciousness, Holy Father, Holy Ghost, Allah, God, state of nirvana, etc. Brahman is eternal or permanent. It existed ever. It has no beginning or end. Therefore, it cannot be destroyed. It has no attribute of time. Brahman has no boundary. It is bigger than the biggest, and it is smaller than the smallest. It is bigger than the galaxy, and it is smaller than the quark as science could envision. Brahman has unlimited power which cannot be measured. It is involved in four jobs constantly in the universe: creation of matter, existence as that matter for a period of time, undergoing destruction in the current form and reappearing in another form which is called change. That's how hydrogen is infused to become helium and to lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, and so on with time. This is how even life forms change in the evolution with time, which we will look closer in this presentation. Brahman is all-knowing and therefore it is intelligent. It is our understanding we distinguish matter as inanimate matter and animate matter. Even inanimate matter has sentient feeling for Brahman and remains in that state as Brahman wanted. In the eyes of Brahman, every matter is sentient. Brahman is present in every pore of this creation, everywhere in the creation, every bit of this creation. We can go on and on describing Brahman with properties and attributes. In actuality, it is impossible to understand Brahman with human mind using physical organs like eyes, ears, or touch sensations, but it can be realized with feelings by humans. We looked at Brahman in a macro level so far, relating it with matter. Now let's look at it from micro level in terms of life forms as we comprehend. The macro Brahman disintegrated into the smallest piece of Brahman and is called soul, which resides in us as humans and all other living forms. This soul is eternal as Brahman. We cannot attach time as a property to it. It has no beginning and end. It inherits all the qualities of Brahman. This soul is present in all living forms, not only in humans. It is present in a small bacteria, worm, plant, fish, animals, birds, and across all living beings. Mind is born out of soul. We are encapsulated with mind, which is what indulging in pleasures and pain. This mind can find ultimate peace only when it introverts and soaks in soul. Several techniques are given to us by the enlightened who achieved this state, and it is called yoga. This union of mind and soul is called yoga. Also, the soul seated inside us witnesses all our mental actions and physical actions to note our good and bad deeds. Accordingly, it works with nature to give us opposite experiences of our actions. That's how we see happiness and problems in our life. This soul is locked up in our physical body and our celestial body, which we will look at in this presentation. Unfortunately, this soul cannot escape until we stop the rebirth or being reborn in this world, or until we experience Brahman, which is the absolute peaceful state of mind. Soul capabilities are impossible to describe. Further slides have more insight into Atma or soul, and we will see that shortly. Now that we know to an extent what is Brahman at macro level and micro level, let us look at what is Brahmam experience. We know we have mind and physical body, but we don't know where is soul. Experiencing Brahman is a feeling that true nature of soul is revealed. Experiencing Brahman exposes the tunnel between soul and the Brahman, which is universal consciousness. This is like realizing the properties of water molecule in your dinner table and the water molecule in the ocean is the same. It's a state where mind merges with soul. It means it is realizing that soul and Brahman are the same. It is realizing the subtle core in you which enables body to function. Brahmam experience is selfless and so it's pure. We know that when mind is selfless, universal love is present. Likewise, when soul is realized, the other parts of consciousness in every pore of the creation is revealed. In that revelation, self is magnified as superconsciousness. Where is the question of selfishness at that point? Experiencing Brahman exposes one to attain the godly personalities which we will see in this presentation. Experiencing Brahman reveals that an aspirant is a universal citizen not attached to nation, color, religion, caste, creed, divisions, etc. Brahman also reveals the history of all life forms an aspirant has lived before reaching the current human form. It reveals worldly achievements does not contribute to attain the supreme state of experiencing Brahman. Experiencing Brahman reveals that our worldly relationships are temporary and every human has a DNA of brother-sister relationship. Experiencing Brahman elevates aspirant to be part of the creator of creation. That is, aspirant becomes God at the state. Why do I care about experiencing the Brahman? Our ego is so strong, unfortunately. We are surrounded by pleasures of this modern world. We are surrounded by duties, responsibilities, and ignore the real reason we are born. But I'm obliged to state why then Brahman is so important. Let's look at it now. It gives ultimate peace. We know today's knowledge we have is far better than the past. Every day we are learning. If you catch all this knowledge and scale up as you progress every day, the final place you would reach or rest is that peaceful state. That is the ultimate peace. That is possible only with experiencing Brahman. So why waste time in acquiring more worldly knowledge and worldly achievements? After experiencing Brahman, aspirant will feel Brahman is real and our human life is illusion. Experiencing Brahman is a birthright and within reach for every human. Experiencing Brahman is the solution to all miseries of an individual, family, community, society, nation, and humanity. If we look around the struggles, weapons, technologies, and abuse of environment, we are hurting ourselves and not leaving the better world for our children. Therefore, efforts to experience Brahman will refine our earthly life and reorient our stated birth goal we have arrived here for. Experiencing Brahman was the desire before entering a human body. It was our goal before birth. It was our goal in the mother's womb. Experiencing Brahman will leave no regrets after death. Once achieving the birth goal, where is the regret? Experiencing Brahman stops the rebirth. All karma is eliminated, and where is the question of rebirth when karma is eliminated? Experiencing Brahman will make you realize Creator, creation, and you are the same. It will release your soul from your body prison. The bird is out of the cage with full freedom. Where is the question of going back to the cage? Our enlightened ones have shown this path after their struggles, and with that love and care to uplift us, they have given this immense spiritual knowledge. Now that we said our real life is illusion and we don't have peace until we experience Brahman, let's analyze what happens to human mind. Human mind can be divided into four consciousness. One is outer consciousness, second is inner consciousness, third is subconsciousness, and the fourth is super subconsciousness. Outer consciousness uses the input organs, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin, to receive inputs from external world and captivates a human to remain attracted to outer world. Inner consciousness stores the records of all lifetime victories, losses, happiness, pleasures, unhappiness, achievements, problems, etc. This consciousness is more connected with dream and fantasies. Subconsciousness reveals the state of existence before entering the physical world and how the world is present at this point in time. That world is called astral world or celestial world. Aspirant realizing this will remain in a state called Sabikalpa Samadhi. In English, it is called an astral projection. Deeper consciousness is the final state of consciousness, which is directly related to soul. Soul, being a true nature with eternal existence, is the core of all subtle and physical organs we possess. It is pure and selfless. It is the true nature of existence and has no death or destruction. It is same as being part of the superconsciousness. Aspirant remaining in this state is called Nirvikalpa Samadhi. In biblical terms, it can be said it is the state of realization where Son and the Father are the same. We know that human mind exists in each of us. The mind remaining in outer consciousness is more connected to world consciousness. More and more ego is incited with this interaction with outer world. Mind remaining in inner consciousness is connected with dream world. It is active in sleep. It is also active in wakeful state and causes humans to fantasize. It also causes mentally weak humans to have illusions. Or in other words, it can be said it is a devil's paradise. Mind remaining in subconsciousness is connecting with the prior state of existence in astral world before being born. It also reveals the current state of affairs in astral world. Deeper consciousness is supreme and can be called godly consciousness. If mind is introverted and turns to deeper consciousness, aspirant is experiencing Brahman. Mind remaining in deeper consciousness is the true nature of permanent existence. Now we should know what is real and what is not real in this life. Let's look at what are the obstructions we all have from experiencing Brahman. The first one is karma. Fulfilling karma, which is born out of ego with bodily attachment, is the biggest hurdle. Karma means the good and bad deeds we indulge in every day is stored in a virtual database for us to experience the opposite effects of our deeds. It is the cosmic cause and effect principle. All humans are bound by these with no escape. Human ego causes desires and attachment. Until ego vanishes, we are bound by this karma. The second one is the presence of difficult methods to eliminate ego to experience Brahman. Also, the techniques or methods to get to this state is difficult or not known to a common man. That's what we are going to present here as a method adaptable in the current modern world by everyone, and this method is revealed with the title Hindu Brahmam. In order to understand this concept, we'll look at evolution in terms of life. This knowledge was given to me by my master via spiritual discourses and heart-to-heart transfer of knowledge. I have digested this message and hence becoming a source to disseminate this knowledge. Now let us look at the evolutionary life forms disseminated by the enlightened ones. One gets enlightened only after experiencing Brahman. Superconsciousness always existed. The beginningless superconsciousness, which is ever existing superior principle, has disintegrated as Atma or soul to mix with matter to create the first living form. This first living form, as science identified it, let's call it virus. After virus is born, it has only the procreation capability and multiplies in colonies. This life form has a lifetime period of just few moments. It dies and now evolves into next form of life, which could be bacteria or amoeba or any other life form in the evolutionary life cycle, as science may call it. As it evolves into other forms, its worldly consciousness increases, seeking the lacking capabilities and comforts, and this evolves into other living forms like worm, butterfly, etc. So generally, life forms from superconsciousness goes through several forms, beginning with early forms like virus, bacteria, plants, trees, sea beings, flying birds, land-crawling animals, wild animals, domestic animal, and monkey finally. Monkey may very well be close to human with worldly consciousness development and has better cognitive development in terms of survival in the world. However, man is the final living form in evolution which has ultimate cognitive development as intellect. Intellect is measured in terms of worldly consciousness and thinking faculty. The journey from superconsciousness to man has taken 8.4 million lives or 84 lakhs of lives. It has taken over 10 million years or 1 crore years in this journey. We all live as human without knowing what is next. What next is the question we don't ask ourselves. If we seek answer to that question, a lot of evolution problems will be solved. Without answer to this question, we become a victim in this evolution. Let's look at what next now. Every life form in this evolution has the celestial organs and physical organs. Every living being has the physical body. Within physical body, astral body is present. Within astral body, soul disintegrated from Brahman is present. Astral body exists for millions of years. Astral organs are present in astral body. Knowledge belongs to astral organs are called Jnanendriyas in ancient Sanskrit language. It is the body we had before being born in this world. It is the body we will remain in after leaving this world. We talk about mind in every human being. That mind is an astral organ which a human can comprehend easily. Likewise, there are several astral organs, including soul, present within astral body. When that astral body enters the physical world, it gets the physical body in the mother's womb. Physical body associated with physical organs are called karmendriyas. They are connected with physical actions. It can exist as long as the life form exists in earth and until the death occurs. It has the physical organs like eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin, and other organs in our physical body. So, in all life forms, physical organs provide physical shape and structure to the physical body. But to acquire knowledge, preserve knowledge, function with knowledge, and to empower physical organs, astral organs are the engine providing that flexibility. Without astral organs functioning, physical body will be handicapped. Without astral body, physical body will be dead. To understand it better, if we are seeing through physical eye, it is because the astral eye is enabling and empowering it to see. Likewise, every organ's functioning the physical form is influenced by respective astral organs present inside. These astral organs leaves the physical body at the time of death. My master calls astral body organs as jnanendriyas as they are connected with knowledge about the ultimate Brahman. We can see the astral organs in the slide as soul, mind, life energy, and jivan and its composition. This knowledge is brought to us by the enlightened ones. Physical body organs are karmendriyas. They have physical organs which we have and we know. Let us now try to find answer to what next for humans. We saw in the evolution from lowest form to the very intellectual ego-rich human man. Likewise, the evolution has a path for human to exist after human life. That life is without physical body in astral or celestial world. In many religions, it is called angels or ghosts. That is where our ancestors are present. Due to our pending karma, we don't graduate from human life. The karma makes the astral body to exist in a region in celestial world for re-entry without excelling above in the evolution. But with nature's assistance, it descends into the food chain and enters the food of a man. The man is chosen by the nature as per the past karma or deeds of the astral body. Based on the karma, nature chooses the environment for the new physical body to be associated with rich or poor, geography or region, family relations, and other living conditions. With the union between man and a woman, a baby is conceived by the woman. Baby is born eventually, and family is leading a life. As the child grows, our living environment influences one to associate with pressures in the society, achievements in the material world, and leads a challenging life looking for comforts and pleasure, assuming that will be the peaceful life. Once the old age is reached, disease invades to pave the path for death. This cycle of human life takes average 70 to 80 earth years approximately. Due to the presence of karma, the astral body awaits in the astral world for the opportunity for reappearance. At this time, the mind, being an astral organ, craves to be residing in astral world and regrets the missed opportunity to experience Brahman when in human form. If karma cycle is stopped, rebirth does not appear. Karma cycle enables one to be reborn and experience opposites of cause and effect rule. That is, if one causes pain to others, now that pain has to be endured by the one caused the pain. If one has been reason for others' happiness by undergoing suffering, now is the time to replenish that happiness. This cause and effect is a cycle. One should try to get to the state of no rebirth, which is the promotion of human life. Every astral body with mind plans the life with the goal of completing the human life and remaining to live with the astral body in the celestial world. Unfortunately, that mind is conquered with worldly happiness and ego, which enables the karma to follow the human. No rebirth should be our goal, and that is the best and ultimate gift of human life. Now we know the life forms in evolution, the types of organs in astral and physical body. In this slide, we are going to see the astral or celestial body formation. As we have seen before, Brahman consciousness existed in the beginning. Along with creation, two universes are created. One is the astral universe or celestial universe. We also refer to it as celestial world or astral world. Another one is the physical world. From Brahman, the first being, may be the virus as science may call it, is created in astral form. It enters the physical world and lives for a time. In its lifetime, it learns to expand its worldly consciousness, praying for its lacking capabilities for survival to become stronger. Then embraces death and enters the astral world, comes back as a plant, leads a longer life, learns more to expand the world consciousness, praying for the lacking capabilities for survival for a longer period, then embraces death, goes back to astral world, comes back as tree, leads a longer life, learns more to expand the world consciousness, praying for the lacking capabilities for survival in water, then embraces death, goes back to the astral world, comes back with the capabilities to swim in water as fish, and it goes on and on and on until it reaches the final human form. By this time, it has hopped into 8.4 million or 84 lakhs of lives approximately. After human, we should avoid the cycle of coming back as humans again and again. Here we try to depict the astral world and physical world. The earthly life is called Bhuloka, which is indicated in red line. All life forms come to earth and exit back to astral world, which is in space. And now let's look at the astral world. The lower beings after death exit earth and go to the seven astral worlds indicated in gray as per their evolutionary progress, which are in space as well. But for our understanding, those are presented here below the red line to infer those are worlds after lower life forms after leaving Earth. But after human life, if one completes karma, has a residence to be taken in seven astral worlds above, which are indicated in blue. So one should understand that after human life, one should become a resident of these seven astral worlds, which is possible only after completing the karma. As per the elimination of karma as a human and sacrifices made in earthly life, one also gets to higher world directly by bypassing one or few worlds above. So now we can come to a logical conclusion with what is next after human life. If one experiences Brahman in human life, which is our primary goal by laying out methods in this presentation, the Brahmam experience will bypass all seven worlds above to attain mukti. One becomes God or merges back to where he or she belongs. So it is the final reach. If one leads a human life, completing karma will go to the seventh world above earth. Along with karma enforced duties, if one makes sacrifices, one will go to the sixth or fifth world depending on their sacrifices. This progress and leading a life in astral world is called promotion. If one leads a human life and does not complete karma, has to reappear back in the earth to complete karma, this is the failure in evolutionary progress. If one indulges in causing intense suffering and pain to other humans or life forms or environment, will have to go to lower seven astral worlds and come back to Earth as lower life forms. This is a demotion in evolutionary progress. This is not a good state to go for any human. People in power abusing their position and extracting others' wealth will end up in this state. This same slide was presented before, but to continue further, we felt each of us should know the evolution and hence we digressed. Now we return to that point and continue from where we left off. One should understand that what is next after human life and why and how we are being blocked from making that evolutionary progress. Our goal of human life is to fulfill the karma born out of ego. Using the human life and experiencing Brahman will make one become God or merge back to the origin. Taking efforts to experience Brahman will surely eliminate karma and elevate one to remain in higher astral worlds after human life. In any case, taking efforts to experience Brahman, which is the goal of this presentation, will surely bring you accolades which will be realized after human life. It is also possible to realize Brahman in this human life. Those accolades are invaluable and much worthy than all your dreams of attaining worldly life goals. Having seen the main blocker, let us now look at how to fulfill the karma. Living by these principles cited in the slide will surely elevate one to the point of no rebirth after fulfilling karma. Fulfilling karma is also eliminating the karma which is the cause for rebirth. A human is born to serve the family members, mother, father, brothers, sisters, spouse, sons, daughters, friends, associations, and society. This has to be taken up as a duty and serve with humility, love, and care. A human is also born to do his or her duties with no preconditions and expectation of results. In today's world, many serve and look at it transactionally with the expectation of something in return. If not physical, in mental state like praise, acknowledgement, etc. That also should be avoided while serving dutifully. A human is born to perform actions which does not add more karma. Such actions are like helping, giving, forgiving, and self-sacrifice, or in general, all good deeds we indulge in every day. While serving, we generally fear of material losses and loss of possessed assets. That fear should never be there while living a human life. Ego is the root cause for our downfall and to be born as a human. We should cultivate a life of living with the absence of I ego in all mental and physical actions we undertake. While serving, some seek worldly happiness while dispensing his or her duties. That should be avoided. One should not fear of suffering while serving and skip his or her duties. Lead a life bravely in serving to fulfill your duties. If we don't serve with a trust or hope or love, such a service will not benefit anyone because of the lack of sincerity. To serve and while serving, do not indulge in disbelief. If one leads a simple life with minimal things and asserts and with an attitude of protecting or saving the fellow beings, nature, and other beings, that will surely contribute to fulfilling the karma. This is one of an important slide, I feel, which is densely summarized from my master's discourse, and pray for the listener to benefit from this by following the simple ideas laid out here. Traditionally, to experience Brahman, enlightened ones descended from heavens to different regions of the world. They planted the seed for birth of religions to streamline the humans in those regions where the spiritual progress was depleting. Thus, we have several practices and religions evolved to reach the same goal of experiencing Brahman. Let us look at the spiritual practices present in the ancient Hindu philosophy in correlation to different religions. Bhakti Yoga is a path with devotion towards supreme principle. This concept is embraced in Islam and Hinduism. Karma Yoga is a path with selfless and tireless service. This concept is embraced by Christianity, Sikhism, Hinduism, etc. Raja Yoga is a practice wherein the spiritual storehouse in the bottom of the spine is stimulated with yogic practices to raise above to experience Brahman. This concept is embraced by Hinduism and Buddhism. Jnana Yoga is a path one indulges in spiritual study and lives by it to experience Brahman. This concept is embraced by monks, Brahmins in Hinduism. Kriya Yoga is a spiritual path with which combines above techniques to experience Brahman. This technique bypasses destiny. This is embraced by monks and people of different walks of life. Kaya Kalpa Yoga is a path to experience Brahman with realized master blessing the sincere disciple. Few to name in this category are Swami Vivekananda from Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Paramahamsa Yogananda from Sri Yukteswar. Hatha Yoga is a body stretching practice where the spiritual storehouse in the bottom of the spine is stimulated to experience Brahman. In the current world conditions, these techniques are fully lost and people don't have time. How can a common man experience Brahman? This new technique we talked so much about is given a name Hindu Brahman. Hinduism being the ancient religion, though the name is new, the practice existed as Sanatana Dharma or a way of life of people for several millenniums. These techniques are followed by Nayanmars and Alvars under the umbrella of Bhakti Yoga in Hinduism. Because it existed in ancient practice in Hinduism, my master uses the name Hindu. Brahman is a Sanskrit word describing the creator or supreme consciousness, which we have already seen. This technique of Hindu Brahman is not difficult to follow. Aspirant does not have to forego family duties. This technique is applicable to any age. Aspirant having deep interest in experiencing Brahman will surely complement the yearly achievement. Aspirant should have will to pursue experiencing Brahman with utmost importance. In worldly life, we have several things to chase because of duty, interest, fun, or even waste time with laziness. So, an aspirant should show priority for experiencing Brahman to be the top goal of life. My master reminds constantly that human birth human birth goal is to experience Brahman and human life is the greatest opportunity. So priority is important. Aspirants should also believe in supreme principle which is referred as Brahman or God. So he or she should be ready to surrender to God. A commitment is needed from the aspirant to embrace godly personalities, which we will see in the upcoming slides. There are several blockers for us in experiencing Brahman. The first is ego. Ego defines our personality. Ego can be said as negative ego and positive ego. The red line indicates the ego line. To the left is the negative ego. To the right is the positive ego. When we have no ego, we touch the extremity, which is called the divine line, which is indicated in blue here. If an aspirant eliminates the ego completely, he or she will be experiencing Brahman. Let us look at what are these egos. We indulge in negative ego at times, knowingly or unknowingly, which takes us away from Brahmam experience. They are our evil thoughts and actions, manipulative behavior, showing off to impress, like to escape from situations, being dishonest, with little or no effort trying to seek gains, impatience in our actions, exhibiting violent behavior, influencing others, serving self, not tolerating self downfall, laughing at others' downfall or problems, seeking favors for personal gains, and so on. Positive ego invokes activity and remaining in state of mind, embracing selflessness. When others are suffering, aspirant undergoes mental pain. Aspirant smiles with joy when others are happy. Aspirant is honest, follows righteousness, justice, observes patience, helps others, serving others with no expectation of results. Lastly, no ego is absolute calmness in activity with perfect detachment and pure love in all actions and thoughts. In this state, aspirant inherits the qualities of God. Another blocker in aspirant experiencing Brahman is the desire. It is indicated here as a green line. To the left is the desire line, is indicated as deep attachment. To the right is the desire line, is indicated as detachment. When an aspirant is in perfect state of detachment, he or she is touching the divine line to experience Brahman. Our desires are born out of attachment, and we are generally attached to relationship, wealth, property, achievements, recognition. We also exhibit our attraction to remain in limelight. This attachment makes us commit selfish acts mentally and physically, thereby pushing us to the negative side to accumulate karma. Detachment is an ambiguous word in the current world. Everyone thinks renouncing everything like a monk is what is detachment. That's not what we mean by detachment here. We mean with the presence of things, property, and relationship, we don't feel the pain or miss. With the absence of things, property, and relationship, we still don't feel the pain. Living in the society in that state of mind is called detachment. Generally, the aspirant who is observing detachment knows that he or she is born to accept the duties appearing in front of him or her. Aspirant will carry out the duties honestly with commitment and responsibility to serve. Aspirant will serve the family, society, humanity, and other beings as their duty. Aspirant will voluntarily engage in eco friendly actions and save natural resources. Aspirant will avoid contributing to pollution and reduce carbon footprint to save Earth. One with this mindset will handle resources responsibly without wastage. Aspirant, while observing this level of detachment, remains in balanced state of mind in spite of being rich or poor, facing struggles and happiness in life. The results of actions does not impact them in negative or positive way because of their grand acceptance of duties in life. Aspirant with perfect detachment hits the divine blue line, inheriting the qualities of God to experience Brahman. Another blocker in experiencing Brahman is the contaminated love. Love by itself is a good thing and it has inherent purity. However, it gets stained with selfishness in the name of affection, care, bondage, expectation, preconditions, and so on. To understand that, we are indicating love in the light blue horizontal line as love line. To the left is love, and to the right is pure love. Generally, any love exhibited by anyone which has expectation or conditions seeking a favorable result is not a pure love. One having intense love with expectation will not tolerate material or relationship losses. They will influence others seeking favorable results. Pure love, on the other side, has no expectation. An aspirant serves his or her duties, appearing in their way while serving family members, society, generally humanity, and other beings. In this service, aspirant has no return expectations or seek any expected results. They just purely love to perform actions to serve without being impacted with the results of their actions. Aspirant with balanced mind will exhibit pure love in spite of his or her social statuses, rich or poor, appearance, origin, geography, etc. An aspirant is said to be in perfect state of pure love when in thoughts and actions he or she does not get bothered with others' mistakes, wrong accusations, committing violence or abuses on them. An aspirant is said to be in state of pure love when in thoughts and actions he or she does not get ego boost with any praise or gift. They still love others with balanced mind. Such an aspirant exhibiting pure love in all his or her actions appearing their way will touch the dark blue divine line, inheriting godly personalities to experience Brahman. We talked about divine line so much. Let us now look at what we mean by that. Aspirant remaining in divine line experiences Brahman. Any human has the capacity to reach the divine line or divinity by embracing godly personalities which are infinite self sacrifice, infinite forgiving, no ego or zero ego, perfect detachment, love all and everything attitude, love to perform actions with no attachment to results caused out of those actions. Aspirant experiencing Brahman is no different from God. Aspirant has merged with Supreme or Creator of the universe. Aspirant has realized the Self or God in them, which is called the state of Nirvana. Aspirant has attained the state of no rebirth, thereby passing the human life exam. Aspirant is said to be in the state of reaching ultimate peace. This is one nice slide which gives the real picture of different attributes converging to divinity. If we embrace the personality and lead a life with no ego, detachment, and pure love, we converge to divinity or divine line. With no ego, one reaches the divine line. With perfect detachment, one reaches the divine line. With pure love, one reaches the divine line. You can see all the three qualities are supplementing each other in reaching the divine line. There's one thing I would like to mention which is very important for my master's spiritual discourses. Once aspirant reach a point of positive ego in the ego line by indulging in selfless actions with detachment and pure love, aspirant passes all physical karma in the human life. However, celestial karma remains due to the presence of some ego. The astral body after human life goes to the state of performing actions in the celestial world to serve to eliminate all the remaining ego. So, we introduce no rebirth line here as a purple line, which means that one has finished the physical karma in human life and gone with the astral body to remain in celestial or astral world. With absolute positive ego and serving the duties as a human, one reaches the no rebirth line. With love to serve and detachment in results, and with some remaining ego, aspirant will reach only the positive ego point. No rebirth line indicates physical karma is exhausted. The black vertical line in the left indicates the height of ego, where one is fully indulging in worldly consciousness with selfish attitude. We are dangling between world consciousness and no rebirth line indicated in the purple line. However, in today's world, we are largely remaining towards the black vertical line. It is time to realize, contemplate, and change. Let us look at some facts which conveys the importance of human life. By following the personality changes matching godly personality, one human life is enough to reach blue divine line. One human life is enough to reach purple no rebirth line. From no rebirth line to divine line to progress without human body, it takes 20,000 earth years approximately. So one should understand how invaluable the human life is in reaching the divine line easily. The steps we looked so far is the preachings of Hindu Brahmam. We will get more deeper in the upcoming slides, revealing main personality traits to get us there. So, to experience Brahman, are we fit or do we deserve? Is the fundamental question many will have. The answer is a big yes. You can experience Brahman. It is within your reach. The only quality you need to have is being a human, and you are a human. The old techniques of yoga, renouncing worldly matters, are too aggressive in today's world and impossible for one to achieve. But Hindu Brahmam recommended methods are easy and it is still possible for anyone to achieve it. My master pondered over these techniques for over 30 years and finally received answers from the enlightened gurus. Few to mention are sage Agastya, Mahavatar Babaji, Paramacharya, Dr. Gopalakrishnan Siddhayogi, Sri Dadaji, and his own life experiences. To experience Brahman, there are 3 steps complying to today's nature of living. One is surrender to God. Take it easy. Don't worry about it. Third step will take care. Number 2, fulfill the karma. Here too, take it easy. Don't worry about it. Third step will take care. And the third step is inherit the godly personalities. These are the methods we are going to review now. A personality change a human can observe as a first step towards experiencing Brahman is patience. Patience is a great personality which is loved by everyone, but very few follow it. Mind is powerful than physical body. Mind at one moment can travel to sun, and in the next moment, in a fraction of a second, it can travel to moon, stars, and deeper space. It has no boundary. Mind is mightier than the physical body and can travel faster than the physical body. The important personality of patience is a quality in mind. So patience also has no limits. It is infinite. It has no boundary. It is as big as the universe. Patience surely burns the ego. Observing patience will surely make one an egoless personality. In any duty we perform, we should be very responsible. Karma will enable nature to land each of us with opportunity in delivering our duties. While delivering duties, patience should be observed responsibly. Patience does not mean ignoring the duties coming our way. Patience does not mean remaining lazy. Patience does not mean one can hide from activity. In any duty we perform, we should be very alertful. Patience should be observed by aspirant in every activity alertfully. Alertful from what? In embracing righteousness and justice in all thoughts and actions. Once again, alertful from what? In embracing righteousness and justice in all thoughts and actions. Patience with detachment and pure love. While observing patience before activity, an aspirant should employ 2 watchful eyes, which are pure love and detachment. These watchful eyes will supplement and enrich patience quality. When the duty arrives at us to act, we should have love towards the action we are going to perform. We should detach from the result of that action. Patiently analyzing these qualities and executing the action will surely be an action which will reduce karma. Those actions will always turn out good for everyone. Patience enhances virtue. Patience is a godly personality and will surely elevate one towards experiencing Brahman. I just want to take a small moment in the reason for those pictures. In a dry land, this flower is patiently waiting for its resources for leading a life. The other picture depicts the infinite patience mother has when the baby is so troublesome in the womb. While the baby is dependent, the mother patiently serves the needs of the baby. While the baby is growing, mother cares for the baby so much and gives everything to make the baby comfortable and happy. Mothers exhibit their infinite patience, and that is the reason I picked this picture to convey the message of patience. The second godly personality a human should have is tolerance. Tolerance is the resistance force for patience. Impatience means Resistance is lost while observing patience. The maximum resistance force enhances aspirant to observe patience. That is called tolerance. Tolerance has the power of resistance to observe patience. Tolerance is a gift received by an aspirant while observing patience. That means tolerance is not possible without observing patience. Peak of patience is called tolerance. If patience is pushed to extreme limits and even at that time the inconveniences arising out of it is tolerated is called tolerance. An aspirant will undergo several inconveniences exhibiting the personality of tolerance. Tolerance vaporizes the ego. Aspirant, while observing tolerance, will be likened by anyone. Egoless person is always attractive for anybody to interact with. Tolerance has inherent quality of detachment and pure love. Here too an aspirant will employ two watchful eyes which are pure love and detachment. These watchful eyes will supplement and enrich the tolerance quality. The effects of each action is tolerated with detachment. Still the action is performed with pure love as karma gives opportunity to an aspirant to serve. Tolerance enhances devotion as more inconveniences are endured. The picture you see with the bird is picked to depict the oil-soaked physical body after innocently drowning in the BP oil spill in 2010. This bird still tolerates the effect of it innocently and attempts to fly. It was a very touchy picture for me. The other picture which touched me is the Jesus in cross. Even at the time of crucifixion and abused by soldiers, he prays to Lord, Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing. I believe these are the wonderful examples to learn tolerance. The third godly personality one will develop after tolerance is surrendering devotion or bhakti. Devotion has inherent quality of detachment and pure love. With the intense detachment from all material things like relationships, property, pleasurable things, an aspirant will set out to surrendering devotion towards a higher principle with pure love. Detachment and pure love will remain the guiding eyes for the aspirant. The aspirant will crave and revere for the higher principle which he or she will believe is the root cause of the creation. It could be a form or formless. In devotion, an aspirant will forget the remaining self-centered feelings of any worldly achievements. Also in devotion, the aspirant will completely lose or forego the remaining self-centered feeling. Devotion contributes to total elimination of ego. With departure of complete ego, the devotion intensifies to the extent of immediate surrender. This immediate surrender will be quick and no second thoughts will be arising. It will happen instantly. This immediate surrender will have importance, priority, dedication to the ultimate the aspirant reveres with greatest gratitude. Karma is erased and support will arrive from higher principle for survival. What does it mean? Any remaining karma is completely erased at this point. The aspirant will also receive help from the higher principle in the form of survival and support while sailing in the boat of devotion. Aspirant will not engage in planning his or her life. Aspirant will remain in the body, not knowing the pains and pleasures. The picture you see depicts the surrendering devotion by Kannappa Nayanar. When God tested his devotion by bleeding in one eye on the lingam, he selflessly gave away one eye without any second thought. After which, when he saw the second eye bleeding, he was plucking out the second eye to place in the second eye, which is when God appeared as Lord Shiva and blessed him. Similarly, Lord Hanuman tears his chest muscles apart to reveal the presence of Lord Rama and Sita in his heart. I always have a special place for Lord Hanuman for his power of devotion. If devotion can be attributed with the measure of power, he is the one can display that power. Self-sacrifice is the extent of giving mentality when one sailed through the patience, tolerance, and devotion. Self-sacrifice has inborn qualities of detachment and pure love. Here too, these two guiding eyes of detachment and pure love enhances the power of self-sacrifice. With no attachment and purest form of love, where is the need for any possession or savings to plan the future? Giving away everything for the sake of others, other beings, and environment. What does it mean? Aspirant will give away everything selflessly for the sake of others or other beings or even to safeguard the environment. Aspirant will not display the analytical mind or calculate in giving. There is no measure in giving away for the sake of others, other beings, and environment. In self-sacrifice, there is no selection of good and bad. What does this mean? This means he or she will just give away thoughtlessly whatever the requested demand is. He or she will not analyze the demands are coming from good or bad person. Aspirant will just give at this point. One example I could cite is Lord Adi Shankara, when requested by a sorcerer for human sacrifice to enrich his magical power. Lord Adi Shankara, without reluctance, appeared on sacrificial grounds without informing his disciples. He was protected by divine power and saved him from that sacrifice. Here I picked Lord Krishna's picture as an example because my master mentioned in one of the spiritual talk. In this picture, Lord Krishna, when call came from Mathura to save his blood-related mother and father, whom he never met in life as a grown-up, he left Vrindavan with no second thoughts. The gopis and gopikas revered him so much, were chasing his chariot. In spite of the intense love he had for them, Lord Krishna left without exhibiting any attachment towards them. Once he left, he never came back. This self-sacrifice in the mission to reinstate Dharma appeared commendable experience or example to cite here. The final greatest personality one will exhibit in the path of experiencing Brahman is forgiveness. Hearty forgiveness has inherent qualities of detachment and pure love. Here too, aspirant will exhibit detachment and pure love. Forgiveness is possible only if you love someone or something you are forgiving. Forgiveness is possible only when let go attitude called detachment is present. Show the power by forgiving wholeheartedly. What does it mean? Detachment and pure love is at its peak when forgiveness comes from the heart. Aspirant going through the qualities of patience, tolerance, devotion, self-sacrifice will not have any second thought on forgiving. It comes from the heart. With no inhibitions, one in this path will forgive everyone. What does this mean? Aspirant will not have any second thought of possessed with any self-feelings. He or she will forgive with nothing holding in their mind due to the detachment and pure love. Forgiveness is the ultimate personality which matches God's own personality. We abuse so many things in our daily living. We abuse the nature. We take for granted relationships, friends, food, wealth, etc. God or nature does not retaliate instantly, reminding you all the time it does not belong to you. He forgives our abuses. So it is a godly personality. By forgiving wholeheartedly with all these personalities of patience, tolerance, devotion, self-sacrifice, the aspirant is already in the path of experiencing Brahman and will sail in that boat eternally. It is said that the famous prophet who brought 10 commandments to the world, Moses, Ask God, who are the most honored of your servants? God replied, those who forgive when they have the power over others. Such is the quality and greatness of forgiving. If one embraces these five personalities of patience, tolerance, devotion, self sacrifice or letting it go, and forgiveness, such an aspirant will be sailing in Brahmam experience. Aspirant at that time will realize he himself or herself is the God. Aspirant will recall all the life experiences of all life forms he or she lived in earth. Aspirant will realize that Brahman constantly works in four forms: creation, sustenance, annihilation, and recreation, or which can be called as change in every pore of the creation. At this state of realization, the aspirant will know that mind and soul are not separate anymore. This is the true nature of our origin. We lost that identity due to ego. At this state, aspirant will have his or her ego completely eliminated. He reaches the state of mukti, which is the final reach. Some famous quotes from my master to ponder. These are few points which I got captivated in his talk and wanted to place it here. Experiencing Brahman is the birthright of every human. Even an evil person with complete selfish attitude deserves experiencing Brahman. Detachment and pure love, that is, the love with no expectation, are the two eyes for progress towards experiencing Brahman. Divine waves are prevalent everywhere. Everyone has the right to receive those divine waves which are present with superconsciousness. But receiving those divine waves is directly proportional to the absence of ego. With self-sacrifice or letting it go attitude, when an aspirant leaves his acquired worldly asserts, jealousy, pride, evil, retaliation, manipulation, which are the attributes of ego, the aspirant elevates manifold spiritually. Nationalism, ideologies, attachment to caste, creed, gender, language contributes to attachment and does impact one's spiritual progress towards experiencing Brahman. Aspirant should have the feeling of oneness and the feeling of universal citizen. Ritual or temple worship should turn from wishful prayers to burning ego and surrendering devotion, which is called bhakti. Bhakti is possible only with patience, tolerance, with two watchful eyes of love towards any activity we are ordained with, as karma leaves in our hands, and detachment from the results of those actions. Once you achieve the goal of experiencing Brahman, the best service to mankind is giving knowledge of Brahman to fellow beings and assisting them in their progress. Once the ego is absent from an aspirant, he is not fit to be a human anymore. The aspirant becomes God. With this small contribution, with my master's blessing and assistance to the humanity, I want to wrap up with few notes. First, my humble prostrations to my master's feet. Learned ones say head signifies the knowledge, chest signifies the rationality, purity, and braveness. Stomach signifies the material achievements and relationship. Leg holds all this and supplies weight to the feet, which holds all the burden. In monk traditions, God is considered servant of servants, and feet is considered the resident of God. By burning ego and bowing to the Master's feet is considered equivalent to bowing to the Lord's feet. With deeper understanding of what spirituality is all about and the knowledge given to me by my dear Guru or Master through the spiritual talk, I have summarized the contents in this presentation. My Master is not just a master to me in this life. My Master is equivalent to thousands of fathers and mothers to me. My relationship with Him is beyond this human life. That bondage is eternal. Even death cannot vaporize our relationship. To such a master, my humble prostrations with full reverence and love. Here too, I weep looking at the swollen feet. All these are cause of spiritual healing my master has indulged in over 28 years. He looked others' pains, he took others' pains on himself to relieve others. The amount of outreach he embarked on pokes deep in my heart. Once again, my humble prostrations to such a master. With complete reverence, I am displaying my master's picture here. His past life associations and dearest masters who guided him in this life are many. However, few to mention who guided him in this life are Sage Agastya, Mahavatar Babaji, Sri Paramacharya of Kanchi Peetam, Sri Dadaji, who is none other than the incarnation of Sage Vyasa, Dr. Gopalakrishnan Siddhayogi, who is none other than the mother Yashoda of Lord Sri Krishna, and Narayana Shastrigal, the great Brahman who mastered the scriptural knowledge and lived by that knowledge. If I have to elaborate this, it will require more time. With my master's blessing, if an opportunity was given, I will serve that wish as well. Thanks for your time and listening in. Don't stop here. Ponder over this message. Know the ultimate goal in life. Strive to achieve it. With this message, I want to wrap up with contacts. Please write or contact by phone. Again, my sincere thanks to you for listening in. Thanks to my family for cooperating and allowing me to take big chunk of my family and personal time in fulfilling my passion. Thanks also to my dear ashram brothers and sisters who sacrificed their worldly goals for achieving the life goal of experiencing Brahman. I bow to their dedication and service to my master. They are doing the service as how I would like to serve my master. Thanks to all my friends as well who listen to my views and tries to comprehend the messages I relay from my master. Finally, my intro. I am Ramki. The best qualification I have is I am a humble devotee of my master. Victory and glory to my master and his efforts.